Welcome to Dharma for Kids. My name is Lisa, and I'm going to tell you a story that the Buddha told over 2,000 years ago. And then I'll talk a little bit about how the story can help us lead a more peaceful life. So before we start the story, let's take a few deep breaths and relax so we can concentrate and understand the story better. So let's sit up nice and tall and relax your shoulders. And take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. And as you breathe in, feel the air going in. And as you breathe out, feel the air going out of your nose. Breathing in, feel the air come in your nose. Breathe out, feel the air going out of your nose. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so before we start the story, I just want to ask you a question. Has a friend or classmate ever asked you to do something and you thought, maybe that's not a good idea, but you did it anyway, and later on you thought, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. Okay, now we're ready to start the story. This is the story about the crocodile who was afraid to say no. The king of the monkeys, a big and strong monkey, lived near a river. And in the river, a big crocodile lived with his wife. One day, the wife crocodile was very hungry, and she heard that the heart of a monkey was very delicious to eat. She crawled up to her husband and said, "Honey, I'm hungry. I want to eat something really delicious. I really want to eat a monkey heart. And I want a nice big one from the king of the monkeys." The husband crocodile thought, "Oh no, how can I get a monkey heart?"
"Oh no,
he said,
how can I get a monkey
"But I live
heart?
in the water and he's on
he
land.
said,
How can I catch him?"
I live in the water
and he lives on land. How can I catch him?" And the wife whined, "Oh, somehow he must be caught. If I don't get a monkey heart to eat, I'll die." The husband was worried about trying to catch that big monkey, and he thought, I don't think this is a good idea. But then he thought, she might be unhappy with me if I don't do what she wants. He imagined how disappointed she would look if he told her no. Maybe she would even be angry with him. So he didn't want to tell her no. He imagined how happy she would look if he gave her the monkey heart. So he said, "Okay, don't be upset. I have a plan. I'll get a monkey heart for you to eat." And she looked at him with a little smile. Later that day, the Monkey King went down to the river bank to drink some water. The husband crocodile swam up to the river bank where the monkey was and asked, "Sir Monkey, why do you eat bad fruits in this muddy place? On the other side of the river are wonderful mangoes, and they are very sweet fruits. Isn't it better to cross the river and eat some good sweet fruits?" The Monkey King replied, "Dear crocodile, the river is deep and wide. How can I get across?" The crocodile suggested, "Well, you can get on my back and I can carry you across the river to the mango trees." And the monkey said, "Oh, okay." So the crocodile said, "Come here then, get on my back." So the monkey climbed on his back. And the crocodile glided out toward the middle of the river. Then suddenly the crocodile twisted his back. So the monkey was up to his chin in water, and he cried, "My friend, you're letting me sink in the water. Why are you letting me drown?" The crocodile snarled, "You think I'm carrying you because I'm a nice guy? No, my wife wants to eat your heart and I'm gonna get it." The Monkey King thought quickly, and grabbing onto the crocodile's back, he brightly responded, "Oh, dear friend, how nice of you to tell me. What do you think would happen to our hearts if we're jumping around in the trees and our hearts are jumping around in our chest? If our hearts were inside us while we're jumping around in the trees, what do you think would happen? They'd bounce out and break into pieces." The crocodile was surprised and asked, "Well, where do you keep your hearts then?" The monkey pointed to a fig tree with clusters of ripe figs hanging from it and said, "See, there are all the monkey hearts hanging. We hang them there." The crocodile, remembering what his wife wanted, said, "Well, if you show me your heart, I won't kill you." And the monkey, still in the crocodile's back in the middle of the river, urged him, "Okay, take me to the tree and I'll point it out." The crocodile carried him all the way to the riverbank. And the monkey jumped off his back and climbed up a tree. And he scolded the crocodile, "Silly crocodile, you thought monkeys keep their hearts in trees. I fooled you. You keep your mango fruits to yourself. I don't need mangoes. I'm happy and content with figs. They're good enough for me." The crocodile felt miserable. He had thought he could do what his wife wanted, but he had to return to his wife with nothing, having been fooled by the monkey. And that's the end of our story. Now I just want to ask you a few questions so you can remember the story. What did the wife crocodile want? To eat a monkey's heart, right? Okay, the next question is, why did she say, "Somehow he must be caught. If I don't get a monkey heart, I'll die"? The answer is, she was trying to make the husband crocodile do what she wanted him to do. Okay, the next question is, what did the husband first think about when she said that? He was worried about trying to catch the monkey, and he didn't think that was a good idea. Okay, the next question is, why didn't the husband crocodile just say no to her? He didn't want the wife to be unhappy or disappointed or even angry with him. The next question is, was the crocodile honest with the monkey? No. How was he dishonest? He told him he was going to take him to the mango trees, right? And how did the husband crocodile feel at the end of the story? Miserable, right? Now I want to tell you something that the Buddha said a long, long time ago. He said, "Those who see something to be afraid of when there's nothing to be afraid of, but see that there's nothing to fear when there really is something to fear, they have the wrong idea and they become very unhappy." So let's talk about how the Buddha's words and our story can help us. So when the wife crocodile said, "Somehow he must be caught. If I don't get a monkey heart to eat, I'll die," do you think the husband crocodile was afraid of her? Yes, he was afraid that she'd criticize him or insult him or be angry with him. Maybe she was afraid he'd be unkind or not like him anymore. So he was afraid of saying no to her. But do you think he was afraid of catching the monkey? Yeah, I think he was. He was worried about maybe getting hurt, maybe. But what do you think he was more afraid of, disappointing his wife or hurting the monkey? He was more afraid of disappointing his wife. He wasn't so afraid to kill the monkey because he agreed to do it, to catch the monkey and get the heart. But what should he have been more afraid of? What do you think? Do you think you should be afraid to kill another person or an animal? Yes, because when you hurt others, you're doing something bad, right? We call doing something bad a bad karma. That means if you do something bad, then something bad will happen to you later on. Bad karma means to do something that's harmful or unkind and that causes something bad to happen to us later on. So we should be afraid of doing bad things like hurting others, right? So the husband crocodile should be afraid to kill the monkey. He should not be afraid to say no to his wife because she's trying to make him do something wrong. He should teach her to do what's right and not listen to her and teach him to do what's wrong. Have you ever been afraid to say no to someone? For example, has anyone ever dared you to do something and you didn't want other people to think you were afraid? Or has a friend ever told you to do something and you thought, I shouldn't do that, but you thought your friend might not like you if you didn't do it? when these things happen, you might have thought, like the crocodile, I don't think this is a good idea. You should pay attention to that thought. This is our fear of doing wrong, and we should be afraid of doing wrong. That protects us from hurting others or hurting ourselves. But sometimes we think it's more important to do what a friend or a classmate wants us to do than what's really safer and better for ourselves. We might think, oh, our friend will like us more if we do what they want. So we might just agree and said, yeah, it'll be fun. And deep inside, we're worried that it might be a mistake. So we need to pay attention to that thought, because sometimes we can get confused about really what's the right thing to do here and what's really the wrong thing to do. We don't want to let another person talk us into doing something which is not a good idea. So we should think carefully, why should I do it or why shouldn't I do it? Am I being like the crocodile, worried that the wife won't like him? Am I being worried that my friend might not like me as much? If I do this thing, could someone get hurt? Could I get hurt? Could it hurt someone's feelings? Could something else happen that's bad? If so, we should say no. So, okay, how do we say no? Of course, it's easy to say no when we know for sure we shouldn't do something, but it might be harder to say no when we're not so sure. It might feel strange just saying no. So how do we say no in a way that's not awkward? What if the person gets angry at us if we say no? Or what if he keeps saying, yeah, do it? Or what if he wants us to tell why don't you do it? And we don't want to explain why we don't want to. So it's good to watch how other people say no in different situations so we can feel confident whenever we need to say no. So let's think about the many ways we can say no. And here's some examples. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want to do that. Let's do something else. Why are you asking me to do that? I don't feel like doing that. We shouldn't do that. We might get in trouble. No way. Are you crazy? I don't think so. Don't ask me to do that. Now, that is just wrong. That's not nice. I'm not going to do something I think is wrong. Bad idea. Or just, no. See, it's easy to say no. We can all be more peaceful and happy when we pay attention to our thoughts telling us this is not a good idea, and be strong enough to say no. So thanks for listening, and let's wish that everyone, all beings, be peaceful and happy.